Honda's interiors are going back to basics for all their future upcoming vehicles. Also, we'll detail the latest Land Cruiser 300 images and videos and talk about how the vehicle could actually be delayed. We're over at the Honda newsroom. Honda releases video revealing new interior design philosophy. Make sure to smash the like button if you're excited for anything new Honda. Honda just announced that they're going to be going fully electric by 2040, and this new interior design is definitely going to play into their long-term game with electric vehicles, fuel cell vehicles, going back to simplicity. They have a video, and I'll just sprinkle it in here. I'll just kind of talk about it. They want to return to what made the Civic back in the 70s and 80s so special. It was revered for being so functional and so minimalistic and just a lot of roominess for such a small vehicle. And so it seems like they're going to be going back to that for this 11th generation Honda Civic. We'll have full details on the interior of the Honda Civic in just a few days from now. I believe that's the 28th, so just a couple days from now. But we do have an image from them, and we're going to go over that in detail today. So this is kind of the template of all future Honda interior designs. And to me, the biggest thing that stuck out that is different from current Honda designs is a gear selector. So it looks like we're going to be getting away from the push button gear selection, which, raising my hand, I'm a big fan of a traditional shifter like this. Even though this isn't that traditional, it's still way better than just bloop, push a button and you're in drive or in park. So I think this looks a lot classier, looks a lot more retro in a way, and I do much prefer this. And you can see drive mode's off to the left here. Let's see if I can continue to zoom in. So drive mode's off to the left. We have a parking brake here, and then automatic traction control, things like that. Now, even though we have a shifter, it looks like the park button still might be push, where the remainder is you push forward for reverse, maybe leave it central for neutral. It looks like to be a sequential shifter in some regard there. So zooming out, steering wheel, not a lot to see there. You have some forward buttons, some back buttons. Volume is going to be on here. We have a dial like we see on a lot of Hondas already. Probably, and it doesn't control the volume. That's going to control probably the screen behind here, which we don't have a good rendering of that. The steering wheel design overall looks pretty similar to current Hondas. Now, this probably looks familiar to you guys as well as the climate control knobs. They're here to stay. And you might be wondering, well, where's the volume knobs? I think they really do want to keep volume and tuning knobs. We have a knob down here, but it doesn't look like there's any detail on this knob. Now, the LCD is very interesting. I don't know if this is just a concept or, well, more than likely it's a concept, but this is a holographic-like screen. So you can see the detail of the dash behind showing through. So I don't think this will make it anytime soon into production, but a nice wide display here for the center, and who knows, it could be a touchscreen more than likely, because how else would you interact with it? So like a holographic touchscreen is pretty cool, but it is a very minimal design, and that's what Honda is going to be going back to, specializing, making it a very simple experience. And now going back to the press release, they're calling this design philosophy simplicity and something. And simplicity just refers to the minimalistic design, and the something refers to the individual identity and design of that specific model. So the something will be different from a Civic to an Accord to the CRV, the Pilot, etc. So everything is going to be going simple, minimalistic, and I think that plays really well with their plans to go fully electric in the near future at this point in time. Guys, make sure you're subscribed, because I will be going over the full details of the 11th generation Honda Civic in the coming days, and we're going to talk about the Land Cruiser now. And we're going to head on over to Land Cruiser updates over on Instagram, always sharing great things with me, and we're just going to flip through these. This is the first time we've seen the front end of the black Land Cruiser, and I think it might even look better on in black than it does in white, which typically I'm not a big fan of black, but it looks pretty sick here with the contrast. Now, a lot of people are not that excited about this Land Cruiser, as they're seeing more images of it, because they don't think it's going to have the approach angles. But if you look here, look how short this overhang is. So, I mean, I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be quite capable off-roading. And I know it goes down quite a bit, but they got to, in some areas, they got to meet emissions regulations. And so they got to make it somewhat aerodynamic for the worldwide emissions market. So we got a couple of videos here just zooming in the back. It's the first red one we've seen. Not much to see. I mean, we've pretty much, the cat's out of the bag at this point in time, guys. These are all supposed to be going to the Middle East. All of these vehicles, they're all left-hand drive. So I don't believe right-hand drive models for Asia or Australia is a huge Land Cruiser market. I don't think those have been put into production quite yet, at least from the looks of it. And we seem to see some LX 570s there. Those are, of course, the current generation based off the Land Cruiser 200. Well, look at these Star Wars stormtroopers lining up for battle to be sold in the Middle East. More than likely, that's where these things are going. And we're going to keep flipping through. There's just a ton of stuff to see here. And interesting, even these rears almost look like they could be hybrids because, you know, they like to hide the exhaust tip. So it's kind of funny how the rear looks. Here's a great side-by-side between the white and the black. Which one do you guys think looks better? I don't know. You typically am a fan of white, but man, the black looks pretty sick with the grille and the contrast with the shiny plastics in there and whatnot. I think it looks really good. And lastly, over at Best Car Web, so this is a Japanese scoop site. They're not posting any pictures of the Land Cruiser, but they have some information here that I don't know what to believe in at this point. They're saying it's going to go on sale in early August 2021. Now that could be for the Japanese market, so take everything with a grain of salt, but it looks like, at least for the Japanese market, they won't be getting it till August 2021. And we just saw like what looked to be hundreds of Land Cruiser left-hand drive models heading to the Middle East. So it's hard for me to believe that the announcement and full availability of this vehicle won't be till August, but I guess it's possible. Now, they do have some information on the LX. They think the LX 600 is going to be available at the end of this year, only in the top grade, which is pretty much the only grade we get of the LX here in the United States. I think you can still get a 5-seater LX, but it's very, very, very rare, and nobody really wants them. So, for the most part, the LX will be the full fat luxury version, twin turbo V6, more than likely. They're saying that there could be a hybrid that's taken from the LS 500 with a multi-stage. Lord God help us, I hope not. Hopefully they give us something more robust than that. I just don't see that coming. If it does come, it's going to be a complete fail. And yes, give us twin turbo V6 hybrid. Don't give us the LS 500H's hybrid system. Don't do it. Don't do it. And again, the Land Cruiser 300 was scheduled to be announced and released around Golden Week in May that I reported a couple days ago, but it was delayed in early August due to the coronavirus and the shortage of semiconductor products. But guys, I'll end it there. There's quite a bit of news floating around. I need to go out and drive the Lexus RCF to get my impressions on it. I've been having birthday parties pretty much all weekend for my 5-year-old, and it's time for me to start driving the Lexus RCF. So I'm going to be doing that. Make sure you're subscribed so you see all the content on all my reviews, as well as news updates on the Land Cruiser, the Civic that we'll be getting this week. Full update on that, full reveal. It's supposed to be happening this week, guys. I'll see you in the comments. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Peace out.